106.7 The Fan here in Washington, D.C. Chad Duke's very excited to be talking to one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's the three-time heavyweight champion. He's got a show tomorrow night in Virginia, Central High School in Woodstock. You can go to awesomewrestlingentertainment.com to buy tickets right now to see Kevin Nash, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Finley, Terry Funk, and my guest, Diamond Dallas Page. DDP joins us on the McDonald's hotline right now. DDP, what's up, man?
Brother, I am unstoppable. That's what's up. Well, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to go into Woodstock. I've been to like 10 different Woodstocks in 10 different areas of the world, but this will be my first Woodstock, Virginia. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. And Kevin Nash, Kevin Nash, of all the guys in the business, people always say, so DDP, who do you stay in contact with? Like Kevin Nash is like been my brother for over 23 years. I mean, we used to wrestle together as the Vegas Connection,
right,
back in Florida. In WCW back in the day, back when they said the Vegas Connection, it will never be nothing, brother. And when we blew up in the 90s and we're two of the hottest guys on the planet, I had a feud with Savage. I'm sure you remember that.
Of course.
The late, great Randy Savage. If you ever want to see a tribute I did to him, everything revolves around DiamondDallasPage.com. I have a website there I called DDP TV. And what's up there right now is a really funny video that we did for HBO, for Entourage, and it seems fitting in their last season. After season one, they asked me to put together a couple of wrestlers to do this little vignette bit, and it was me, Snuka, Nikita, and me, Nikita, Snuka. God, I can't remember the third guy.
It's quite a list.
Jake the Snake Roberts. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Jake the Snake Roberts. And we play Eric and Vince and Turtle and Drama, and it's funny as hell. That's up there on DDP TV right now. But right behind that in my older post is a tribute I did to the famous and infamous and amazing Randy Savage. And besides the tribute, I have all of our matches and videos all edited down, and I talk about the behind-the-scenes stuff with him, and it was an amazing time of my life.
Dallas, it really is, and his passing was so terrible, but people see that video. I'm sure you get asked this question quite a bit. What's one memory that only you would have of Savage, one that you could share with us right now on the air that only DDP would know?
The first time this is actually the second time we wrestled together. And for those of you who don't know, wrestling is predetermined. But when you came to a guy like Randy Savage or Hulk Hogan, they didn't tell them who was going to win or lose. They chose.
Right.
And I'll never forget, the first night we did like a schmoz finish, which means that all the NWO ran in, and people didn't get to see a finish, meaning an ending, a 1, 2, 3, some kind of finish. Well, the second night we're in Florence, South Carolina, and Arn Anderson walks in, and he's the agent now. Arn was one of the, as any wrestling fan knows, is one of the infamous and amazing Four Horsemen.
Sure.
And through injuries, he was done, and now is an agent, and still is today with the WWE. He came in and he looked at Randy and he said, "So Randy, what do you want to do tonight?" And Randy was tying up his boots, and so was I. And he said, "Well, yeah. I think I want to take the diamond cutter." And Arn almost fell over the table, and he looked at me and said, "Diamond, do you realize what a great honor this is?" And I went, "Yeah, I do." So now we're in the ring, right? And we beat the hell out of each other. Well, the first time I ever hooked up with Randy, and it was like small, it was just for the peeps, no cameras around, and there was cameras around for this. He was nice and light. I was like, wow, the wonder this guy can do this so many years. As soon as there was a red light around me, a camera was around, he was like a tornado. So I had to come back the same way. And then we got to the end, and it looks like he was going to beat me. And, of course, I pulled a diamond cutter out of nowhere.
Nice.
Hit him with a diamond cutter. The roof exploded. I just laid my arm over him, and the whole place chanted 1, 2, 3, and then they went crazy, and we're both laying there, and I could hear him say, as he's looking up at the ceiling, "Well, we've got our finish for Spring Stampede."
Oh, nice.
It's pretty powerful.
That is all. What a great story. DDP, one of the things I've noticed about you is I just actually saw you. I picked up that very best of WCW, which you hosted, and you did a great job on that. But dude, you look exactly the same, and I don't know how, because when you see wrestlers generally, you get to a certain age, it's a tough business you guys are in. You start getting run down. You look like you're in perfect health, and I know you're really into like a yoga thing that you do, like a workout that you do. How does that work? Because obviously it's working for you in your professional life.
Well, let's put it like this. My whole career didn't start till I was 35 years old.
Wow.
My career did not take off until I was 40, which was 1996. So when that took off, being 40, I was constantly trying to find ways to hold back the hands of time. And at 42 years old, I ruptured my L4 and L5. In 98, at the height of my career, and I had 3 doctors tell me my wrestling career was over. At that time, I'm doing the rehab. I just signed a multi-million-dollar contract. I mean, for the first time ever, I'm getting paid, and they're telling me I'm done. And, you talk about depression, and, around that time, my wife says to me, "Why don't you try doing yoga to heal your body?" And I'm like, "Yoga? I'm not doing that crap." And I went like, "F that. I'm not doing that." So a couple of days later, I'm still sitting in bed. I'm not going anywhere. I'm starting to deteriorate. It's the beginning of it,
Right.
And I said, all right, I'll go down there and I'll try that DVD. And everybody was a stick figure. And everybody was like Gumby, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just try to do what I can do and make it my own. And so I started finding modifications to it. And I was like, wow. In 3 weeks, I started feeling this stuff's starting to work. So I started to add it to my rehab. Then I couldn't do, at the time, Chad, I couldn't do a push-up on my, without my knees being like a girl push-up I could do. So, but instead of in yoga, they just lower down. Then you come into up dog, you go into down dog, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm going to lower for 3 seconds. I'm going to hold 3 inches off the ground. I'm going to push up for 3 seconds. I'm going to lower for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, go to the next move. Before you knew it, I got off my knees. Before you knew it, I was doing 5 seconds. Before you knew it, I was doing 10 seconds. And then I discovered something was by accident. I call it dynamic resistance. Do you know what isometrics is?
No, I don't.
Isometrics is when you're engaging every muscle, but you're not moving. Like you'd be pushing against the wall. You can't move a wall, right?
Right.
But say you really wanted to move that wall. Your toes, your calves, your quads, your glutes, your arms, your triceps, biceps, chest, it'll all be working, right?
Right.
Well, now get rid of the wall and move. Like you're lifting weights, but you're not lifting or pulling weights.
Okay.
Now, when you engage a muscle, every time you engage that muscle, your heart rate has to increase.
Okay.
Hence, I developed this workout that is zero impact on your body, which is so important today, from the MMA fighter who kicks his ass to the professional wrestler to the football player that kicks their ass when they are training. Now I'll give you a whole nother way to train that is zero impact, kick-ass cardio, increases your flexibility dramatically, and core strength conditioning. I originally called it Yoga for Regular Guys, and a book I wrote was about hot-looking chicks and regular guys doing my workout. And as time wore on, I got rid of a little more of the yoga and put in mixed martial arts. Then I put in some gymnastic stuff, and I combined this all into this workout that became the YRG workout. But you know what everybody said to me? DDP, how's your yoga doing?
Right.
No one would call it YRG. They just called it yoga. But it was like, even though yoga was like that death word to most of us, they were saying it like, I want to know.
Right.
How is your yoga? So I am rebranding this, and you're the first one to notice, Chad.
Excellent.
My sites are being redone. Right now, if you go there right now, it'll say YRG. But I've taken the YRG fitness system that has been amazing and helped so many people off the market because I'm rebranding it as DDP yoga. It ain't your mama's yoga. Yeah,
that sounds perfect.
I developed this for people, not guys, for people. Because I found so many girls feel the same way. That they want the people who wouldn't be caught dead doing doing yoga.
Right.
But they want the flexibility, and they want the core strength conditioning. They don't want all that that BS like me. So I developed it for people like me, because I was a guy in the first 42 years who wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga. Now I do all sorts of yoga, and I got to be honest, a lot of them I really don't. It's not. I won't say I don't like. It's just not for me. And I've learned a lot through a lot of different practices, and I brought only the best to DDP Yoga. Did you see the disabled veteran that was on my site?
I did. I actually saw that he was from Baltimore, too, right up the road from us. That's an unbelievable story.
Arthur Borman, disabled veteran. He 14 years in the military, paratrooper, okay? Arthur... if anybody knows anything about paratroopers, and most people don't, they just see them drop out of the sky. They don't realize they drop in 16 to 18 feet a second. So when they hit the ground, bang!
Right,
just
yeah.
like professional wrestling, you can't fake gravity.
Right.
So when they hit the ground after 30 or 40 or 50 times, their body is going to be permanently
jacked
screwed up.
Right.
He had over 500 jumps. Now, there are people that have done over 1,500.
That's
They're
insane.
Freaks.
Yeah.
Flair at 63 is still wrestling. Flair's not from this planet. Okay? So, and happening an entertaining match. I don't mean 63 and out there and falling around.
Right.
Flair still goes out and has an entertaining match.
Absolutely.
He's not from this planet. So, it's the same thing with those guys who can do the 1,500, jumps. But for anybody who's over 200 or 300, they're ruined. Their body's ruined. So, he was about to retire. He wanted to get in his 20 years, this Arthur Borman guy. And then the first Gulf War came, and, they got a thing called stop loss. And that means if you're retiring and the military needs you, guess what? You're not retiring now. So he went to the first Gulf War, survived a helicopter crash, and the next time he fell from the sky, he was like that old lady who fell down and couldn't get back up again. They sent him to the hospital. They botched surgeries on both his knees. He went back home permanently disabled. Next thing you know, he's got the knee braces that strap into a back brace. 20 minutes to put that back brace on, and wrap-around canes, the kind that wrap around your wrist. Anybody who thinks I'm BSing on any of this, go to DiamondDallasPage.com and watch the video of Arthur. If you just Google DDP and disabled veteran, there'll be 3 videos of them up there. 3 different people decided they were going to load that video up there. I'm redubbed it the greatest transformation in fitness history. Arthur loses in the video 130 pounds. It says he's 5'8", he's 5'6". He was 297 pounds. At the end of the video, he loses 130 pounds, and I won't even spoil I'm not going to be a spoiler. I want you to watch what he's doing at the end of the video, because you'll blow your mind. Now, he wasn't done. He ended up losing another 10 pounds when it was all said and done the next month, because he wanted to be the same weight that he was when he entered the military, which is 157 pounds at 17 years old. Today, Arthur, and this whole time, Arthur's been a teacher, and just outside of Baltimore, Maryland. He teaches kids and adults with learning disabilities. Now he also teaches, and he still calls it YRG. He still teaches it, 14 hours a week. And when you teach it, you do it. The guy can do stuff I can't do today, and I can do a lot of crazy stuff at 55 years young.
55. We'll put the video up on 1067thefandc.com as well, DDP, if people want to check out that link to see it, because it really is an amazing story. And if people want to see Diamond Dallas Page, he'll be at Awesome Wrestling Entertainment. That's tomorrow in Woodstock, Virginia. It's just about an hour from Northern Virginia. We're going to be headed out there, awesomewrestlingentertainment.com. I had a couple of questions.
But before you go, Jed, let me talk about Marvin.
Okay.
Marvin is the promoter of Awesome Wrestling. And I'm telling you, this guy, he cares about the people and the fans so much. I mean, this card he put together, it's not a cheap card.
No.
We're talking about legends of legends here. We're talking about Hall of Famer Jim Duggan going to be there. We're talking about Terry Funk. I mean, I was stealing stuff from Terry Funk when I was a kid. I mean, Terry Funk is still going. He's not from this planet. Terry Funk is not from this planet. Kevin Nash, at 52 years young, looks like he's the only guy who I think for his age looks better than I do. I mean, he looks unbelievable and is in unbelievable shape, man. And what a guy. I mean, Fit Finley pound for pound the toughest SOB on the planet. I mean, well, I'm really looking forward to seeing Fit because I just have so much respect for him. There's, Ricky, and we have the Rock and Roll Express there, and this is all a build-up for the next big one that they have that's actually going to be a pay-per-view, so you don't want to miss this show.
No,
because this is going to lead up to the build-up. They're going to have cameras there and stuff because they want to build what's going to happen for the pay-per-view. Like this is an independent show, an independent company, Awesome Professional Wrestling, that is actually filming this stuff, and they've got a pay-per-view coming out, and so they're really, really, really excited about it. The tickets are going fast. If I was you, I'd get your ass over there early.
Yeah, no, Dallas, and I wanted to ask you about that. You mentioned the way Nash looks, and you're absolutely right. Like, you guys look like back in WCW days when I was watching you on Nitro. What did you think of Nash's run recently on Raw? Did you get a chance to watch it? I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of yours. I didn't think they used him the correct way. What are your thoughts on it?
You never know what they've really got going. You know what I mean?
Right.
You never, because that's the whole thing with professional wrestling. We are the first reality program on TV because all of reality TV is wrestling is realer than reality TV. Let me put it like that. Unless it's a competition show like Biggest Loser, but they only let you see what they want you to see.
Right.
And that's sort of what the WWE, you never know. I don't really know what's happening on the back end of that, but I do know that you never know what they're really wanting you to see or think because they want to keep you guessing so you don't know. Like CM Punk doing what he's doing now. Man, I mean, that's stepping out of the box there, man. And
right.
You know what? I'm not going to give it the same credence I did when Kevin and Scott showed up in WCW, and everybody thought, "Oh my God, the WWF and the WCW are combining." I'm not going to give it that kind of "Oh my God,"
right?
But there's a lot of "Oh my God" going on out there with CM Punk and what he has been doing and what he has been saying, and just brought the WWE back into a high level, people paying attention to it, spot right now. And I also want to mention the very best of Nitro. It was the second, and I want to thank all the fans out there because now there is talk of a volume 2.
Got to have it.
But it's only because of the fans. The very best of Nitro is the second highest grossing DVD with the WWE in the last 2 years. So you guys out there who bought that, and if you think you got it on Netflix and you said, "Wow, I saw it on Netflix," no, you didn't. What you saw was the very best of the very best. Now that's only a 2.5 hour DVD you saw. The very best of Nitro is an 8.5 hour series, and at the end of it, I said that to try to fit 6 years into one production was a crime. But you know what? I'm ready for volume 2. That we all manifested that into a reality because of WWE. From what I understand, I'm getting the official go-ahead, but there is a rumor out there that volume 2 could be coming, and it's all because of the fans.
Yeah, that's great news. It was a tremendous DVD. I thought they picked the right guy in you to host it. Did you ever play, I'm curious, did you ever play any of the video games that you were featured in DDP?
Yes, and I always got my ass kicked.
Yeah,
so,
I just got to tell you this. I've been wanting to tell you this for 15 years. There was a game called WCW versus NWO Revenge on the Nintendo 64. And anytime I bring this game up, I'm 32, I just have hundreds and hundreds of people call into the radio show. They all remember this game. And you were the biggest badass in that video game. You had the bandages around your stomach from when you were selling that injury. You could do the top rope diamond cutter in that game. And I have so many guys that say, "Oh my God, I played as DDP in that game as well," that I figured someone needed to tell you that because it was a big moment in a lot of wrestling fans' lives.
That is so cool to hear. Like I tell you, for our first video game, all right, I think it was like I was doing my first. I guess it was around that time.
Right.
That was the big one, and I was in Australia doing my first movie, which was like in '97, and You know, I'm in the store, and you can always tell when someone recognizes you, but they're afraid to say anything.
Right, like I would do.
Yeah, so I encourage people, if you see me and you recognize me, walk up and say hello, man, because I'm like Mickey Mouse with tattoos. There's like nobody that is as cordial as I am, you know, just because I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Right.
You know, people always say treat people the way they want to, you know, they want to be treated. Man, most people treat themselves like garbage. They put garbage in their mouths. They talk down to themselves. They have no respect for themselves. A lot of people. I want you to treat me the way I want to be treated because I got a lot of respect for myself, and I want to have a lot of respect for you. So, you know, here I am in the store, and I'm just about to leave, and he goes, "Hey, excuse me, I think I recognize you." I said, "Well, if you got TV, you probably saw me on TV wrestling or something." He goes, "No, I don't have a TV." He goes, "I played you as a video game."
Telling you, man, it's powerful stuff.
Awesome.
Speaking of acting, I'm checking out your thing here. Are you doing a movie with Danny Trejo? I friggin' love Danny Trejo.
Well, the first one I did with him was Devil's Reject.
Right.
And that was and I'm still getting, you know, when I do these comic book conventions, people all want that picture, you know, of Billy Ray Snapper. And me and Danny are the only two who lived through that. And I talked to Rob about 6 months ago. He's trying to get the rights back. We're the only two who lived through it. He wants to do like an Unholy 2 one, which would be awesome. But I did a movie with Danny as the lead, and we actually filmed this before he did Machete. And we have a lot of really great actors, and there's 50 Cent is in there. The guy from, I can't remember his name, Robert, who plays Dennis Leary's his sponsor. You know, I can't remember his name.
Not Adam Ferrara. No.
The one who plays I'm not sure. It could be his name.
I'll look it up.
Sponsor. And he's in it. I mean, we got a bunch of great actors. You know who's in it?
Who?
Friggin' Huggy Bear.
Are you serious?
Yes, I do a scene with Huggy Bear, and I'm the big badass. I play Spider in that, and that'll be coming out. I don't know if we'll get a theatrical release out, but I know it'll be direct to DDP, and it's what are those movies called where they're Grindhouse? It's
right.
A total Grindhouse movie. And the other one I did was with Frankie Muniz. That I'm actually going to be at Comic-Con. Any of you guys out there, you know, are close to New York, or you do the Comic-Con scene on the 15th of October. I will be in New York with Frankie, and Corbin Burnson's going to be there too, who's a great actor. I had a lot of fun with him. But we're going to show the movie, and we're going to do a panel discussion after the movie. So if you're in the New York area and you want to see that, you know, get to Comic-Con, make sure you come on down, because I'll be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be signing some autographs there too. But that's a big thing for me, because that's a huge lead. Not like when I did with a couple years back with Driftwood, a movie I did. But this is a big opportunity. That,
yeah.
You know, you never know what it's going to turn into.
Sure. And hopefully we'll get you in the Expendables too with Danny Trejo too.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
I love that.
Last question about wrestling for you, DDP, and I'm sure a lot of people bug you about this, but you were one of those guys that came over after, you know, the angle where, okay, we're going to see Vinnie Mac's kid buy WCW. What was it like for you during that time? I've talked to a couple WCW guys where they didn't know if they were going over. Some of the big money guys knew they weren't going to be WWE guys. You were one of those guys who was able to make that transition. Could you give us just some of your reactions to that point in your career, what was going through your head?
Well, the only reason I left $478,000 on the table.
Good Lord.
Okay, to sign for a guarantee with Vince, but I still had to work for that guarantee. I mean, I could have had that and that, but I was 45 years old at the time, so I had to make that move. You know, in retrospect, the Stalker angle, even though the opening was amazing,
sure,
it did not go the way I foresaw it to go. I think if I would have waited and went in later, it would have been much better for me. Working with Christian was an amazing thing. We had amazing matches. You know, my goal, every goal I've ever set for myself, I achieved. And I've always said I have to work at WrestleMania. And to work in front of 68,000 people with Christian, you know, we didn't have a lot of buzz on the match, but we had the people in the palm of our hands. You know, besides Rock and Hogan, which was an amazing match because there was just so much put on that. And Hogan being the heel and turning into the huge babyface, because Hogan just cannot be a heel in Canada because he is just be loved there. Besides that match, I challenge anybody to tell me that we weren't the second or third best match on that card. And we tore it down, and then I had that neck injury. And as a matter of fact, I was telling you about DDP TV. Anybody's listening, if you're in any way a DDP fan or a wrestling fan in general, you want to go to DiamondDallasPage.com. You want to subscribe to that my videos because I'm about to put one up there of my what injuries I had in my career, and I'm going to show you me taking some of the most brutal bumps you've ever seen. And you have to understand, they were all between the ages of 40 and 47, or really 49, 40 and 49. And then I will flip at some point after I go through all my injuries, and I make it really entertaining to where I am today at 55 years young. And when you can see, because of DDP yoga, it ain't your mama's yoga, when you see what I can do today, it will boggle your mind. Right now, I'm working with the guys from the Bull Riders Association. They just did a story on me. The CBR magazine did a story on DDP holding back the hands of time, DDP yoga. And I'm working with these Bull Riders, and they're the only guys I know besides, football players who have the injuries that we have. And really, football players, they play, 16 times a year. We wrestle in high friggin' octane 270 days a year. Whole different animal.
Well, speaking of high octane, that's you, Dallas. You could tell I'm a huge fan, man. It's so great to hear that you're involved in all of this stuff. Hopefully people check out your website, check you out at this great wrestling promotion. Also, AwesomeWrestlingEntertainment.com for tickets. That is tomorrow in Woodstock, Virginia. Also, at Real DDP on Twitter. I see that you answer people on your Twitter. You talk to them. People are excited about that.
All the time.
Yeah.
If you have a half decent question that I could do in a short, because you don't want to get so many letters.
Right.
If you have a half decent question, I answer everybody. If you just have a stupid quote, some of them I laugh at. If it's funny, I'll put like ha ha, or a smile face. But I actually read every mention that's sent to me. I actually do. And it's really funny because I never get anybody who's a real dick. Of course, now I'm sure I will. But I'll just rib them back. And sometimes it's all good fun. But I think that at Twitter, that at Real DDP, because so many people impersonate me on so many different levels, from the Diamond Cutter on out, often imitated, never duplicated. And for any of those people who think I'm mad at Randy for using
the RKO,
Cutter,
right?
I love that Randy Orton. I think he's the best wrestler in the world right now.
Wow.
I don't think as far as talent in the ring, as far as selling, offense, believability, promo, I don't think there's a better guy me personally. So for me to be affiliated with a guy who I called up and actually said, I want you to use this, bro, and he said, no, man, that's yours, and and he was so respectful. I got a lot of love for Randy Orton, and I love this old man. He was the best. Cody Rhodes the same way. I mean, if there wasn't a Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, there is no Diamond Dallas. Got to put that out. But for Randy, I love that he's doing it, and that Jay-Z does a version of same sign. Today, I love it because to be affiliated in some way, shape, or form with either one of those cats, pretty damn cool, man.
It is cool.
That's the way I look at it.
Dallas, it's a pleasure to talk to you, man. It's great to see you going and doing so many things. Looking forward to this show on Saturday. Thank you very much for the time. Anytime you're in D.C., you're welcome on the show, buddy.
I appreciate that, bro. I really do. And when I launch DDP Yoga Live, it's going to be DDP Live. As soon as I bring it back online, I want to come back on the show.
Let's get you back on.
That. And when I go live, because I'm going to live workouts throughout the world. And that's what's really going to be really cool. But not just workouts. I'm going to do eating. And I'm going to show people how to eat really healthy. That tastes great, because if it don't taste great, I'm not eating it. Simple as that. And the last thing I want to tell everybody, if you're thinking about coming to the show, get there early, because we'll all be signing autographs from 6 to 8. Get there early, meet the boys, get a picture with the Diamond Cutter. I got the world title belt with me. I bring it everywhere because I'm so damn proud of having that. And you'll see how heavy the real world title is. Hey, brother, it's been your pleasure.
Thanks, Dallas. We appreciate it, buddy.
Awesome.
See you tomorrow night.
Stay on.
Yeah, I'm here. We just stopped taping. What's up, dude?
Awesome. Give me your cell phone. I want to have you because I'm getting ready to come back around and let know because I just got it back from Warner Brothers, but I'm retooling everything. So
sure.
give me so I can get right to you.
Can I give it to you right now?
Yep. Right.
All right.
Give me the number.
Do me a favor. Just shoot me a text as soon as you get it, so I know it's you.
Got
all
it.
right. All right. It's 703 909 2327. And if you ever need anything, you can just contact me directly, all right?
Perfect. And give me your email, bro.
It's chad.dukes, D-U-K-E-S.
Chad.dukes.
That's right. And it's at cbsradio.com. CBS like the television network.
Sup, cbsradio.com.
That's it, man.
All right, brother.
Dude, I really appreciate it. I'm a huge fan of yours, man. I really appreciate the time.
Hey, dude, I could tell. I really appreciate it, too, man. Thank you.
Anything you got to plug, let me know, brother.
Thanks, pal. Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon.